friends, what are we doing today? I am fitting an Outerwears crankcase pre-filter on this 32cc engine for a customer. And I thought, let me show you how I do it. So an interesting thing about this pre-filter is it is not just for pretty looks. It is very, very important. It does go well together with a pull start pre-filter, because what happens is your pull start and your crankcase sucks in a lot of grass and gunk and rubbish. And with that, the flywheel pushes it up into your cylinder cover and it blocks up the cylinder cover so that it can't breathe. Then you get overheating issues. Some guys have even seen smoke coming from the grass because the engine is getting that hot. And other factors are also stones. Stones that get sucked up goes into the flywheel and it damages your flywheel fins and then making it unbalanced. So very, very important upgrade. I do recommend it for all engines. It does cost a little bit of money, but it is definitely well worth it. If you have to keep pulling this cylinder cover off to clean it out, or you get damage to your flywheel, you're going to spend a lot more time and a lot more money. So let's get started. So as you can see here, they come in a variety of colors, your choice. Also black. I think I've got black on the shelf there, but I thought I'll show you all these pretty colors. Today we are installing this red one because the customer's car is majority red. So let's get started. Very simple process, but you gotta do it right, otherwise it's not gonna sit nice. So let's do it. So I hope with these two camera angles that I can give you a clear view and explain it properly. It might be best to remove the carb, but I don't want to remove the carb here because disturbing stuff sometimes causes issues. So this engine is running just fine as it is, and we don't want to mess that up. So the first thing that I will do is take the cover out. It comes with a really nice sticker set from Outerwears. You can put all over, and information leaflet. So let's just see what they say here. So they show you how to remove the engine, and then they show you how to stick the Velcro down. So the Velcro sits inside of the cover. And then what I like to do, obviously it just shows you step by step here, but the pre-step that they don't show here, what I would like to do is to see how this sits on the crankcase. So now it's like this V weird shape thing. And at first when you take it out, it's like this thing is round and this thing's a V. How does that work? And basically you have to pull it tight like this to stick onto that Velcro. So now if you pull it tight, put it nice in the middle, see where it ends. It ends just past this bolt on the inside of your clutch mount, of your clutch housing. And then on the other side, if you pull it tight, let's just get a grip, Reno. And that ends just on the other side of that bolt hole there. So you are gonna want to put a Velcro strip somewhere here between these two pieces. So if you put this Velcro strip on the wrong side, obviously you're not going to be able to pull this tight enough and it's not going to look nice. So we're going to do the same on the other side and see where it ends. Obviously this line is in the middle of your engine mount bolt there. So pull that right there. This side actually ends a little bit further. So you're going to want to put your Velcro strip here as high as possible. So now there's not a lot to go by there, but luckily the stuff is quite sticky and you're going to have to cut it the right length. So it basically just, it doesn't make an airtight seal or something, obviously. It just keeps grass out that gets sucked in here from the bottom. Most of the stuff that comes from the top won't really affect it, won't go in there. So if there's a little gap between your Velcro strips, it doesn't matter. The important part is that the Velcro holds this in place and this doesn't just come off and flap around while you're driving. So let's get started. First off, I'm going to do some measurements and cut them to size. Oh yay, coffee. That's a good time. and you get coffee. Especially if you love the smell of two-stroke in the morning. And it's hot. I like hot coffee. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Alright, so we're measuring this one here. I'm going to cut it there about. Let me learn. It's already doing its job. Measuring this one here. And then there's going to be plenty left. So they give you more than enough, as you can see here. So let me cut it. Also to note, this is a brand new engine, so everything here is clean. Make sure you clean yours as well. So if you've got fuel and stuff mixed here, there's oils in the fuel that will not let this stick. If you do have struggle sticking it, you can use like a contact glue and glue it on there. But if your engine is properly clean with some thinners or something, and there's no oils, this will stick pretty nice. So the way I do it is I pull one tip off, and then I do my starter piece. Make sure that sticks nicely there. And then as I want to go around, I keep pulling the backing. I keep pulling the backing off. Okay, so we're going all the way around like this, just keeping it nice and tight, pulling that backing off as you go along. Just cut it. There you go. So it's going to kind of like look like that. And now we're going to do the other side. And you can just follow the contours of the engine so that you get as much glue on the components as possible, so that this thing doesn't pull loose. This is a tricky part on this 32cc engine because the clutch housing is not flat, where your normal 30.5 29cc's, they're kind of like more flat. So I might have to put a little bit of glue there to make it stick a little bit better. Yeah, you see it's giving me a little bit of a bubble there, but we'll sort it out just now. So as you can see there, that edge is giving me a little bit of problems. I'm just going to add some contact glue. We just use this general contact glue, and then I'm just going to stick that down so that it doesn't lift. And I'm going to do the same at the bottom here where it wants to come off the come off the clutch housing. Okay, so now while I wait for that contact glue to dry a little bit there before I stick it down all the way, it's actually sticking already a little bit, I'm going to do this one across. So once again, I just measure a piece that's going to fit right in there, cut it to size. A little bit long. There we go. Same principle. I pull half of the backing away, stick the one side, make sure it's straight, and then pull the backing off. And put some force. So that's how mine looks here. Just stick it down nicely, make sure it sticks there, and now move over to the other side. And repeat the process. Outerwear is probably going to look at this video and go, oh my gosh, this guy is making it look so difficult. But it's actually not difficult. It's actually very simple, straightforward. Just sticking some Velcro to your engine. I see they actually stick the Velcro obviously as far as they can up onto the crankcase here, but it's not so easy because there's just two little fins there. So to get Velcro on that fin is not simple. So I would rather pull my cover tight over that section to keep the stuff out rather than trying to glue a piece of Velcro in there. Okay, so just ensure that your Velcro is stuck down nicely. You can maybe leave it to, you know, all glues dry a little bit and it sticks a little bit harder when you leave it. So you can leave it for an hour or so to make sure everything is in its place, because when you put this down and you try and pull it up, you can pull the Velcro off and you don't want that to happen. So what I like to do is I just take the middle of the outerwear and I stick it down where I want it, right over that mounting hole there, and work my way one side like that, then the other like that. Same on the other side. Like that, and then this way like that. Cool. Then we do the middle pieces over there, and the same on the other side. This thing's bubbling this way, so it's got to bubble the other way. It's actually giving me a little bit of stick here. Looks like there's a little bit too much. This is too long for the engine, so there's kind of like a couple of moles sticking out that side. But there you go. That's how it's supposed to look. Closes up everything. And then you can also put a pull start outerwear cover on there as well to keep more stuff out. Unfortunately, I don't have stock of that at the moment, but the customer did pre-order it. So whenever the stock lands, we are going to give him one of those. But that's it, guys. That's how it looks. Very straightforward, very simple. Now, it still breathes 100% as it should, but the gunk gets stuck here and it won't go up into your engine or your flywheel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.